Now, what does that say? Oh, that's the Ten Commandments. Whoa.
Yeah,
This
so-
is Shema. This is Shema.
No, that's the Ten Commandments
okay.
from Exodus 20. So it's Anoki, Yahweh, El Heka, and then you turn around. Asher, Ha, Hotzete, Hatzotika, that's a little bit difficult word.
See the man.
To export you out of Ma'aretz from the land of Mitzrayim, from the house of slavery, and it just goes around and around and around.
So here's a woman with the uplifted hands. There you go.
So the one most often repeated commandment, which isn't part of the Ten Commandments, is down here, which is El Tira, which is do not fear.
Oh, I need that one.
And then this word here that I did in white was Israel's response to what these words were, which was everything you have said, we will hear and we will do. So this is Asha, which is we will do, and Nun, She, Mem, Ayin, Hey, which is we will. It's actually not we will hear, but hearing and doing. So that's what they said regarding hearing and doing.
Awesome.
And then this here,
Get up there. You said this here.
there was this concept of what would a flag of Israel supposed to look like.
Right.
There's some question about the Mogen David, the Solomon seal, the six-pointed star. And even though in paleo, a dalet, which is a triangle, vaved or connected to another dalet, is two dalets on top of each other. So that's where they get the seal. Mogen David, Mogen means seal. But so I actually painted there first for this class I did last year, and I redid it on a computerized.
Yeah, you showed us that Friday.
But so the idea was, you know, the seven-pointed star, because the seven means the sworn oath, like the Shabbat and seven festivals. Blue thread, like on the Zizio thread. Blue, purple, red, and white. Four colors on this side, which is blue, purple, red, with gold thread and white linen. And then the center being the menorah, because this is Yahweh didn't describe the six-pointed star, but the menorah is the one symbolic piece of art that Yahweh designed himself. That's the only thing we have that he designed as an article. So some people said that the menorah should be more the symbol of Israel than the six-pointed star because it's Yahweh's design. So to have that in the center, Yeshua said, like the menorah here, I'm the vine, you're the branches, and the root of it all is your Vav.
Doesn't matter.
But on this, as you'll see, I did a broken Vav. Now, does anybody know where the broken Vav is in the scripture? You've ever heard of that? The broken Vav? Never heard of it. It's in Hebrew. Well, anyway, I can describe it. But the point is, it's like, well, if there was going to be a confederated 12 tribes, if they're going to re-emerge, right now we have the Jewish state, which is not necessarily Torah observant. But if you're going to have a confederated 12 tribes being Torah observant, what would their flag look like? So it's just, again, playing with ideas, and it's like, well, blue, purple, red, white, the 12 tribes, around, as it were, the Mishkan.
Nice, I like it.
And Yod-Heh-Vav, the root, and then you got the 22 flames, and these are upside down, meaning that it's like they're being zapped going in, because that's the Shemesh candle receiving of his Father and then giving into his branches, so that these are all burning out or putting out the light. Those are just little marks, but that's what I did there. Each one of those little flames is a letter Nun, which happens to be like a lightning or a coming to life, or so it's trying to play off the symbolism of the letters. Yeah, only I made these like sheens.
Yeah.
But if, I don't know if anybody knows this, but if you look real close where he describes the menorah, he says that each of the 6 branches, there should be 3 cups or bowls,
I've never heard that before. You were
and
talking about
4
that.
in the middle. Well, that makes 22.
Yes.
It's like 22, why 22?
Yeah.
It's in Exodus. I can show you where it is if you want to look it up. Or just look up where he describes the menorah. I think it's around 25 or something. I can find it. We'd have to find it.
I think I missed that.
My wife noticed that. I mean, it's like, we read these things for years and you don't ever see it. I've never seen any but 7 lights, but what he said was there was a shield behind each one of the branches, but so like maybe I think it was the three wicks reflecting, yeah. So it looks like there's 7 lights, but there's actually 3 wicks in each, so it's 3, 22 divided by 7.
You know what's weird about that, talking about 7s? Did you see that? I was talking about when the portion for this past week, that in Matthew, I think it was Matthew, what, 23 to, the new range was 23 to 25. Did you see that? Start 23. I never noticed it before, where he's doing all the woes, you know, Yeshua's doing all the woes to the Sadducees and Pharisees. 7 woes.
So if you don't notice that at first, once you do notice, you go, now why? This isn't by accident. Why did he do this? What does it mean? And that's when you start reading into it. So hopefully the stuff we're talking about is how to read into but not read into arbitrarily, but read into it with some substance of a predetermined pattern or format, like the way he thinks, which is his personal heart.
I had a friend, like in 2004 or something, gave me this when I was just kind of getting started in this, and he had done a whole study on numbers and gave it to me. And I have been searching for that paper for, I don't know how it, but yeah, went through all the numbers and the significance of all the numbers, and it was, whoa. I know, very interesting.
I could mention 2 books to you. Bullinger did a book on numbers in scripture.
That's not the numeric code, is it? That there's that numerology
No,
in
this
the
is one of
scripture or
the
something,
Bullinger,
yeah, because I heard that that's
Witnessing
not.
Stars about the constellations.
Oh,
This is back in
yes.
like the late 1800s, and then there was another guy in 1970, 1980.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Yeah.
Yes.
That's what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
Bullinger had a few, but those are the only 2 I've seen, is the numbers and this Witnessing Stars. But this other guy did one about numbers in scripture, and he was very Christian. No, it's not that, but he said he got something like trying to divine revelation about what numbers mean. And he goes, 1 through 10, and then up to 100, and then 1,000, and all these different things. Knowing what I know about what Bullinger said and about the stuff I've looked at, I have a couple of disagreements with him because he comes to the wrong conclusion about certain things. But I don't
Because
necessarily
it's not from a
disagree.
Hebraic, it's not from a
It's not,
Hebraic
it's from
mindset
a very
probably.
Christian point of
Yeah.
view, but there's a lot of things that I can see what he's saying and how it could be valid, but the conclusion that he comes to is very Christian and anti-Torah. So why would he get divine revelation that was anti-Torah and very, very pro-Christian?
We were warned against that.
I'm always
It's
concerned when someone says
anti-Torah.
I have divine,
Yes, because you don't know which spirit it
you know,
is.
the prophets of Yahweh.
Because that's what he wanted to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Eric, like you said, Paleo Hebrew has 22 letters. When we first learned Hebrew 20 years ago, or introduced to Hebrew, we were told it had 22 letters, but modern Hebrew has, what, 26 letters by the time you have...
27, they add 5 suffix.
So it's 27, so you really do have to go back to...
Actually, there's more than that. If you say there's a bet and a fed, like actually that's technically 2 letters, they do the same thing with the top, they do the same thing with the pay. So you can add 3 more and say, well, that's actually 30.
Changes the numbers.
Well, but the identical letters, they just kind of like 2 letters. Pay and fay is P and F, instead of PH. It's kind of like 2 different sounds, but they're
Like
both the
the
same
beginning,
thing.
even a meme,
What?
meme or mem, how it is in the beginning or middle of a word is different than how it is in the end
Yeah,
of
the
a
1
word.
suffix, 5 suffix.
Yes.
So did we not talk about those?
No. No,
Yeah.
even
I just want to say thank you for the shirt. And then to
See you later.
So we're anxious to have the rest too.
Okay, do I describe that?
Well, yeah, a little bit,
I
but
wonder
not.
if we could make a copy of
Okay.
this.
Well, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
Actually, I left my other cards back there, but what do you need? I have some business cards in my bag. I'll grab, I'll grab them in a few minutes. But the point is this. Somebody asked the other day whether I had a book table. And so what I did is I've been studying this stuff on my own. And then some people were, and I made a chart to help people, and I was trying to give them away, but I couldn't afford it. So the radio station printed up like 1,000, and they were able to make them a little cheaper and then sell them so they'd get a little money to help the radio station go and this and that. So it's like, okay, why don't you guys take them in? So it cost me literally $50 to $100, depending on the size of the chart, to get them made one at a time. And the radio station's selling them for 20, and they're the ones that invested, and so that's where that's coming from. And then I did this class because people were asking. It's like they still don't get it. So I did a 4-hour DVD at the radio station explaining the chart, but that was 4 hours, and it barely touched it.
Is that the DVD that they
Yeah.
sell with the chart for $50?
Yes,
Oh,
and that's
okay.
just, that's
And you
4
said you
hours.
wanted to redo that.
I wanted to redo it with like 10 or 12 hours, because
Yeah.
4 hours does not do it justice. It's like nobody wants to listen to 12 hours, and it's like, listen, there's so much information that I embedded in that chart that you don't know unless I point it out and say, see, I did this because of that, and then you can think about it, but there's really a lot in there, it's just me and this.
I was
So-
suggested that a couple times.
Get started?
What's
I
that?
should probably start,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
People in the back have lit up cigarettes and got out playing cards, so.
The beer
Can
company.
I borrow this? Is it okay if I make a copy of this?
We talk too much, we're just too enthusiastic.
That's okay, that's good.
I don't get on very long.
Well, go ahead, but I'm afraid if you take a colored copy, this is so small you might not be able to read it. But you can.
Okay.
What I was going to say is I have all the handouts I did in the class that I'll give you on this PDF file, and you can print all this stuff out as big as you want it.
Okay, so we just email you, ask
My
your
wife
wife
will
to
send you the
send.
PDF file, and
Yeah.
I mean, she'll send you the address of the Dropbox, and so everything I have in here is on that file,
Yeah.
which includes all these pictures.
This one, can I make a copy of this? Because this one will show.
What's the delay?
We're waiting for somebody to ask. what's the
I'm
problem.
here for a meeting, I got nothing, I'm just gonna take my.
All right.
Welcome back, everybody. I think just about everyone is here that was here Friday and then some, so that's awesome.
Except for
Um,
me.
Oh, that's right. So I will just say a brief word of prayer and turn over to Eric. Father, we're so grateful for this opportunity to come back together to study your word, for bringing Eric safely back. We pray that your Spirit would speak through him and reveal to us what we need to know at this time. And we praise you and we thank you for this great honor to hear your words. In the name of Yeshua, our Messiah. Amen.
Shalom Aleichem. So does everybody know what that means? Anybody? I keep asking the wrong question. Is there anybody that doesn't know what that means?
Peace.
Shalom is peace.
Friends. Is it friends? Peace.
Alechem, no,
I know it's not.
Alechem, if it's Aleph Lamed, that's motion towards, and then Kaf Mem, it would be you all. But if you go Ayin Lamed, it's to be against or concerning or toward, and then Lachem could be Lamed Kaf Mem, which would be to you all. So it's Shalom to you all. That's just a phrase. A lot of people say that when they're leaving. They're like, see you later, or the Hebrew oath would be, how do you see you later, but Shalom Alechem would be peace to you all. But the reason I'm mentioning this is, I don't know where I put that right, writing that off.
Is it true that in Shalom is the idea of completeness?
Well,
A little deeper than peace?
the parashah of Pinchas. Does anybody not read through the parashahs?